So, Armenia, the land of Mount Ararat and the alleged place Noah landed with his ark. This country was the first to adopt Christianity in the world, meaning they were to have their translation of the Bible in their language. Wait, but then, hold on, they had no script to write their language to begin with. So then, how would they tell the story of the old JC without something to write with? That's when Mesarop Mashtots, a talented composer and linguist in the Sassanid Empire, had the bright idea to sit on a rock at night and stare at the sky for long enough to see some kind of letter formations in the stars. He created 36 letters, soon after 3 more were adapted, and began to translate the Bible, thus becoming the founder of Armenian literature. So, whether it was a deep passion for Armenian culture, a strive to learn as many writing systems as you can, or a dare given to you by the Armenian dude that you met at the bar, you're here to learn the Armenian script. So, ready? Gnatsink. The Armenian script, or the Aybuben, is an alphabet consisting of 38 letters and a ligature. Now, it may look like all of the letters look the same and it's impossible to read any words. We'll be looking through every symbol to help you out with learning. Now, Armenian has 2 standard variants of the language: Western Armenian, a minority language in the USA, Canada, Australia, etc., and Eastern Armenian, spoken mostly in Armenia, Russia, Georgia, and northern Iran. Variants differ in pronunciation, so I'll be providing both equally correct ways of pronouncing the letters. On the left will be the uppercase variant, and the lowercase will be on the right. The letter Ib is literally a Q with the top cut off and an upside down M. It makes the A sound, as in atrocious. Ben is what looks to be a P with his face destroyed, and it sounds similar too. In Eastern Armenian it's B, as in brouhaha, and in Western Armenian it's P, like in pettifogger. Gim is either a Q with an extra arm sticking out or a G with a straight leg. I can't decide. In Eastern Armenian it's G, as in gobbledygook, and in Western Armenian it's K, like Katzenjammer. Da is basically an N with a prosthetic leg. In Eastern Armenian it's D, like Diddlefiend, and in Western Armenian it's Ta, like in Tangoreceptor. Yech is Ben, but upside down. At the start of words it's pronounced yeah. Everywhere else it's as in epopee. Za is another Q ripoff that makes the Z sound, z, like in zebra urine. Is just yech, but not yech. It makes the same sound. This is an abomination that makes the weakest vowel sound you can imagine. It's just a schwa. Just take the A as in balloon, E as in problem, I as in family, O as in bottom, U as in support, and Y as in analysis, and you get this unstressed sound, sort of like an like an To is my favorite because it has this little funky swirly thingy. Universally, it sounds as ta, like in tooth music. But wait! Sal, you already said that the letter Da makes the T sound in Western Armenian. What the heck? Why is there 2? Well, you funny little funny. Eastern Armenian tends to stick to the more classical Armenian pronunciation, which is mostly not the case in Western Armenian where it's all switched up. So please don't ask any more questions. But, Sal... Shut up! Hug! That's not my name! Okay, next letter. Zhe is a swirly looking thing. It's pronounced zh, like in the words pleasure or vision. Ini is an H on steroids. It makes the double E sound, E, like in Illegofusiohippopocanorius. Lun is literally just an L that was obviously stolen from the normal alphabet. Its pronunciation is also the same, L, as in lumpy. This worm-looking thingamajiggy is probably the hottest looking letter. Like really, I would literally want to marry it. It makes the unusual ch sound that has no English equivalent, but it may be present in some English dialects like in the word loch. Okay, this one is so cool. It looks like it has a sick hairstyle kind of thing. In Eastern Armenian, it makes the z sound like in torments. In Western Armenian, it makes the z sound like in cards. The number 4, also known as the letter Ken, makes the sound k in Eastern Armenian and g in Western Armenian.
Sal, it happened again. Why am I British all of a sudden?
Ugh, I can't deal with you. Fine, I just won't teach the Western Armenian variants. Yeah, if you want to learn it, go on Wikipedia or something. It's not even widely spoken in Armenia. Okay, what the heck? This is literally just the letter H? Stop stealing letters from other scripts! Kinda suspicious how the little one's mother doesn't look like him. Well, it makes the h sound like in hi, you're gay. This is the number 2, and a lowercase a with a funny little tail. It makes a z sound like in woods. Okay, this should really stop making N-based letters. It's getting kinda difficult to differentiate them. Well, the sound it makes has no English equivalent, but if you know some of French or German or Hebrew or Kabyle, you will probably know how to say r. It's a guttural sound you produce in your throat. This cooler looking 6 is what you use for the ch sound like in chortle. Okay, so the following will teach you how to write the sounds m as in mother and n as in another. You take a lowercase u. If you extend the right leg, you get men for the m sound, and extending the left leg gives you nu for the n sound. Armenians love numbers so much that they use them as letters. Ye or he is the number 3 with a dotless J. It makes the y sound like in yathingale. This is the letter sha. It's an upside down 2 with a regular 2. It makes the sh sound like in I wash. I mean I wash. This is kinda confusing because vo is the letter N, but like it makes the o sound, but sometimes it makes the vo sound. And this is the letter sha from earlier, but it's upside down this time. It makes the ch sound, ch, which is like a normal ch, but an extra puff of air. Be represents b. You have to restrict the amount of air you release when you say this letter. Okay, I've never been spooked at from a letter more than the letter J. It makes the j sound like in juxtaposition. Okay, we're almost there, hang tight. This letter has no English equivalent, and since I have a speech impediment, I cannot pronounce it, even if it is present in my native language. It's pronounced as the R in Spanish, like the ra, as in molestar. Well, they done it again. This makes an S sound, like in snollygoster. This and the letter Ken are probably the hardest to remember. But this is a v sound, like in veep steaks. Okay, so they probably just took the word son and made it into a letter. It just makes the th sound, but this time you have to restrict the puff of air. I love the freaking lowercase variant though, it's so cool, look at it. This is also a r sound, it's more common though. This is a weird looking G, along with an actually stolen G. Its phonetic value is t, like in whatchamacallit, but you give it an extra puff of air at the end. This is a stick with a bar, along with a cute little small L. It used to be pronounced as w, but now it's pronounced the same as v. Armenian never fails to make me absolutely melt because I love this letter to the point where it's unhealthy and my therapist cannot help me anymore. It's pronounced as p, as in picnic. This is a P with a weapon. Watch out or it'll kill you. That's right, it makes the k sound as in cat. This is an O. It makes the O sound. Finally, something easy to remember. This absolute champion of a letter makes the f sound like in fecund. This letter is the last letter and the only ligature or a mixture of the letters yech and vyun. If you see this letter by itself in a sentence, it means and. So, now you know the Armenian script. What that means depends on whatever significance this alphabet serves to your goals. Perhaps you just like how it looks. Maybe you're just learning a different script to write cryptic messages secret from your acquaintances. Maybe you're particularly invested in studying the Hayastani culture. Or mayhaps the calligraphy caught your eye so much that or you could just be learning Armenian. After all, I don't know, I'm not Armenian.